The future of the NBA is looking pretty bright with young stars like Luka Doncic, Jovic, Morant, and of course, Zion Williamson, leading the charge for the next generation of major players. Many of them have already impressed in their own ways, but Zion is the one who's gotten the most hype coming into the NBA. But what do you know about him beyond just his incredible basketball skills? Allow us to enlighten you. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 10. Zion's measurements again. Named after Mount Zion in Jerusalem, Williamson is listed at 6'7" and 285 pounds. Zion would be the second heaviest player in the NBA, behind only 7'3", 290-pound free agent center Boban Marjanovic. His massive size and how he can carry himself is a big reason why the NBA not just wanted him, but wanted him to be a star. With Zion, he doesn't just have size, he has skill with that size, and that's terrifying to behold. And granted, due to the shortened NBA season and an early injury, we weren't able to see him at full power, but next season could be huge for him. Number 9. From point guard to big man. Believe it or not, Williamson was rarely the largest player on his youth teams, so his parents focused on developing his point guard skills. This extra work on ball handling, passing, and court vision proved beneficial for Williamson, especially after he grew from 5'9" to 6'6" between 8th and 10th grade. This is something that happened in its own way to Michael Jordan. Jordan was small going into his freshman year and then shot up to be a much longer player that helped him at North Carolina. Still, even with all that size, he still couldn't dunk. So the 14-year-old Williamson spent his summer in the gym, working hours on end to improve his jumping ability. Eventually, it all clicked for Williamson when he tried to throw himself an alley-oop off the backboard. This setup allowed him to clear his mind and finally reach the rim. The rest is history. Number 8. He can really jump. Zion once jumped too high to have his number recorded. For real. He outjumped a vertical leap test at Duke. After adjusting the bar's height by adding weights under its base, Zion eventually topped out at a Duke record of 40 inches max vertical leap. Again, this is a guy who's 6'7", and yet he can jump higher than most guys half his size who are supposed to have large verticals, which is why he's such an emphatic dunker. Number 7. Keeping his shoes together. There were a lot of highlight moments from Zion Williamson's 1 year at Duke University, and the world was waiting for him to lead the Duke Blue Devils against their rivals in the North Carolina Tar Heels. But then, his shoe blew up on national television. How could someone's shoe, Zion's, come apart so easily? No one really knows, but we all saw Zion rip through his Nike Paul George 2.5s pretty smoothly in the opening minutes of the Duke-UNC game. Zion endured a knee injury as a result, leading to Nike's stock plummeting by over $1 billion. Though Nike did fix that mistake, that's a moment forever etched in college basketball history. Number 6. Nike payoffs. Nowadays, everyone suspects that the elite college hoopers are involved in receiving financial benefits. Like most top-level prospects, Zion was under the microscope. Rumors surfaced that Zion had been receiving cash under the table when an attorney named Michael Avenatti accused Zion's mom of taking money for consulting services from Nike that really served as a bribe to get Zion to commit to Duke. The NCAA has been going through a major rash of scandals involving coaches and players taking bribes and other services as payment for their skills, so nothing is technically off the table here. Granted, it wouldn't affect him or Duke in a major way if it was proven he had payoffs, but it shows the state of play, if you will, in the game. Number 5. Dominance in high school. After a solid freshman season at Spartanburg, Zion took his game to another level during his final 3 seasons there. He averaged 36.8 points, 13.0 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks per game his junior year. He scored 51 points in the state title game as he led the Griffins to the second of 3 straight state championships. Due to the highlight dunks that he did during the 2016-17 season, his games were must-see events. One particular 360-degree dunk led SportsCenter's top 10 plays on ESPN and propelled the 16-year-old Williamson to stardom on social media. Number 4. The Next Lebron? Many people have not been shy about comparing Zion Williamson to a certain other high school prodigy in the form of LeBron James. The problem, though, is that it's unfair comparison for two reasons. One, LeBron never played college ball, came right out of high school to the NBA. 2, they're two very different kinds of players. They have different skills, different body types, different styles they invoke, and more. Sure, they do have similarities, including great dunking abilities and court dominance. It's unfair to say he's the next LeBron. Number 3, best since MJ? Williamson finished his high school career in 2018 as one of the most accomplished prep basketball players in South Carolina history. The hype around Williamson was enough for North Carolina coach Roy Williams to tell Williamson during his junior year that he was one of the best high school players he'd seen since Michael Jordan. That's saying something right there. Roy Williams is one of the best coaches in the NCAA. He's won championships with a set of different teams. So for him to say that he's the best he's seen since MJ, that's not nothing. Number 2, his athletic skill is technically genetic. Zion's parents are a big part of his life, even before he was born, if you can believe it. He's the son of Lateef Williamson and Sharonda Sampson. Zion's father was a defensive line committed to NC State before attending Livingston College, where he met Zion's mother, track star at the school. After Zion's parents' divorce, his mother married former Clemson basketball player Lee Anderson, who was instrumental in developing Zion's skills on the court. That's 3 people who led him to being a superstar in high school, college, and now the pros. Most people would love to have one athletic parent, but 3? Yeah, that's special. Number 1, borrowed time. Zion, as noted earlier, had hurt himself at college because of the shoe incident. Then after being drafted, another injury sidelined him until January 2020. Sure, when he finally did debut, he was awesome, but that doesn't mean that injuries won't follow him. Big men in the NBA are prone to injuries, and some can be truly crippling and can end careers or shorten careers by many years. To truly be successful, Zion has to work hard to keep himself in peak shape. The team has to make sure to monitor him, else his career will be fantastic but short-lived, which nobody wants, especially the NBA. There you go, look at Zion Williamson and how he is more than just a basketball player. Did you honestly learn some things about Zion from this video? What are you most excited about in terms of his future in the NBA? How long do you honestly feel he'll stay in the NBA? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe. We'll see you next time on the channel.